T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Mess with the wrong melon farmers. Thug life. And here we go.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart, hell.
This is as far as you go. No more.
Hello, Sydney. Are you God damn you.
Wish I had you all alone, just the two of us.
You know tomorrow's Halloween, right?
Hello? Where the fuck are you?
You can't kill the boogeyman.
Happy Halloween!
Having escaped protective custody, Michael returned to Haddonfield, where he brutally massacred.
Ooh, baby, 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 ooh, baby.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Movies and Beyond. Once again, I am Michael, and today is Sunday. Today is Horror Hangout Sunday. That's what I'm talking about. Mad Matt will not be able to join us tonight. He had a volleyball tournament with his daughter, which is all good because, you know, we all can't be here all the time. he should be back next week. But I did get somebody to come and hang out with me tonight to talk about slasher movies, and we've been talking about slasher movies all day. I was over on his channel. We did a slasher bracket today, and it was an absolute blast. So I invited him back to hang out with us. He was here last week. Clayton from Ages of Fear. What's up, my man? How you doing tonight? Welcome to Sunday Horror Hangout, man.
What's up, man? It's an honor to be here. As always, love kicking it with you. And
yeah,
thanks for having me. I feel like we were just here or something. It's crazy. I just saw you.
It's almost like a continuation of a 2-hour conversation that we've had already without the brackets, right? Without the brackets. And the cool thing about the brackets, they're very engaging, right?
Yeah.
They're very engaging with the chat. Everybody has a great time, but you really can't dive into the movies too much because you have 25 movies that you have to get through. And those brackets, man, we did that horror bracket on this channel, and the time that it took to go through that stuff, man, you could be there 5 hours easily if you wanted to talk about every matchup with every movie. But yeah, man, welcome to the channel, dude. Welcome to Horror Sunday Night Hangout. And all you great people in the chat, man, all those green names, all those channel members I see in the chat, you guys are absolutely awesome in the chat. And let me run through who we got hanging out with us tonight, man. Let's say what's up to everybody. Jerry Wilson in the chat, throwing it out, saying, let's get it. He said, please hit that like button. And also, if you need more Movies and Beyond, see, I like the way you worded that, Jerry. If you need more, if this is not enough for you, there's more.
Jerry's the man, dude.
Patreon.com/Movies and Beyond. Jerry, dude, Jerry is the man. Throwing out the hashtag Thug Life. That's what I'm talking about, man. Jeff D'Angelo is in the chat as well. Oh my God. He's saying, I'm thinking everyone forgot to change their clocks. Dude, the funny thing about that, Clayton, and we've been talking about this all day, and it's not just the conversations I've been having with you.
Yeah.
Everybody I talk to today is like, bro, I'm exhausted. I am freaking exhausted. And it's like, yeah, me too. And then you and I had that conversation. Like, I'm hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there. And I honestly think the clocks moving forward did not help everybody out today. Like, it didn't help out at all. It's like, once this is over, I'm going to fucking slide it into the bed, man. I'm going to turn on a horror movie.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens.
Bro, I was thinking the same thing. I was going to be doing this. I was going to do the same thing, man. I already was looking through the horror movies, which one I was going to throw on. I was like, I'm getting under the sheets. I might pop a little bag of popcorn and just chill, man. Watch a movie until I fall asleep.
Yeah, so. And I mean, that usually happens for me. Either one or two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to start watching the movie and then the movie will be watching me.
Yeah.
Or I'll end up trying to go to sleep and watch something interesting. And next thing I know, I've watched 4 movies. And I'm screwed all over again tomorrow when I wake up. Like, I don't feel any better than I did yesterday. And then I'm running back through it again, man. Hell yeah. It's exactly
that's awesome.
Val from Val's Views is in the chat. The General is in the chat. And the General always gets a salute from Movies and Beyond. What is up, Val? I hope you're feeling better, my friend. It's good to see you here. Good to see you here.
Yeah, what's up, Val? Hope you're doing well.
Kim is in the chat as well. What's going on, Kim? I hope you're having a great day. Always good to have Kim here. What's up, Kim?
Yeah.
Let's see. Melissa is in the chat. Quickly earning her name between me and you of the wild card. Melissa is in the chat. What's going on, Melissa? How you doing?
What's going on, Melissa? Just got done kicking it with you as well over in Ages of Fear. So glad that you're able to make it over to Movies and Beyond. Glad to have you here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. My Chunky Jordy is in the chat saying, hi, everyone. What is going on? What is going on? I hope you're having a great... I hope you had a great weekend. I think that's better than having a great night tonight. Because it is the end of the weekend. We are wrapping up. Michelle is in the chat as well. What's going on, Michelle? I hope you had a great weekend.
Happy Sunday, Michelle.
Let's see. Who else do we have in the chat? John is in the chat as well. What's going on, dude? I hope you're having a good weekend. Val always putting this up, and she does it so eloquently. Did I say that right? Eloquently. Yes, I don't use
Elegant.
it often.
Elegant. Is it elegant? Elegantly?
Eloquent. Val, the
Oh,
shit,
I'm tired, man.
Val, the shit sounds good the way you say it over here for us. It sounds good. She's saying, welcome to the channel. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video out on your social media. Hit that bell icon and get notifications of new videos and upcoming streams. That is what I'm talking about, Val. And I'm telling you, one of these days, she's going to Ron Burgundy me, dude. She's going to put some crazy shit in there, and I'm going to read it and not even realize I've done it.
Yeah, not even skip a beat. You're just going to go straight through it. Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely hilarious, too, because I know I'll say it. Let's see.
Tonight would have actually been the perfect night to do it because
I'm
so tired I wouldn't have even caught it.
I'd have just read straight through it and then tried to keep a straight face, not even realizing what I said.
No, it's funny.
Go back on a re-listen like tomorrow or something, and it's just like, oh my god, that's why everybody left. No, it's freaking hilarious. Katie from Popping the Popcorn is in the chat saying, hi, friends. What's up, Katie? I hope you're having a great weekend, my friend.
What's up, Katie? Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday, and hope you are more energized than I am.
Hell yes. Let's see. I think I may have gotten everyone. I love that everybody chats with each other.
It's awesome, man.
It's so good. It's so good.
The chat is so lively and welcoming to everyone too. That's what's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, man. I absolutely love it. Melissa is saying I have the flu and it sucks. Coming from someone that was sick last week, Melissa, I feel for you. Because last week was no picnic for me. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, that's rough.
I knew it. Eloquently. I did it. I knew it. It's so good. It's so good.
Eloquently, yeah.
John is saying, anyone imaginary this weekend? Didn't hear good things about it. So I did not see it either, John. And I as well am not hearing great things about it. So it might be a wait for video for me. And I know that's the old school term. So I guess wait for streaming, wait for it to show up somewhere like that. Dune 2, that's my first go. This month, Dune 2, Kong versus Godzilla. I'm going to go see it. Even though it is more like an Avengers movie now than it is anything else. And Ghostbusters. Those are my three that I've got to get to this month. Dune being the first because that's the one that's out right now.
Dude, Dune 2 was awesome, man. Like,
did I say Dune 3? I meant Dune 2.
No, you said Ghostbusters 3. Dune 2.
Oh my god! Sorry, guys.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm there with you, man. I'm going through the struggle with you right now.
I swear I didn't smoke before I came on here. I swear to God.
Oh man!
The new Dune movie, the new Ghostbusters movie, and the new King Kong Godzilla movie. Hell yes!
Yeah,
got to do it. Val is saying, if you've been gifted a membership and would like to continue after the gift expires, please make sure to go to YouTube settings and hit auto renewal. Yes, that definitely helps out the channel. And for the people who attended last week's members only stream, I hope you guys had a good time with that. Like, that was really fun for me to do. And then some of you guys got to get ready, because you're coming on stream with me. It's going to happen. You know, the first time it's like, I'm a little nervous. I don't know if I want. Oh yeah. You channel members, one day, you're all going to be up here with me. And then I can take a break. It'll be great. I love it. Let's see. Oh man. Val is saying it was a blast. Val, it was so much fun. It was a lot like the paranormal shows on Friday, but we followed this family and we got to see the evolution of their haunting from the beginning the small little things that were happening to them. And by the end of it, like the father of the family, he just looked beat down, like done for. Like this thing was not letting them sleep, things like that, man. And the great thing about it was I couldn't find any videos debunking their stuff. Everything he had that he recorded about the poltergeist in their house, he had from multiple angles because he put cameras up in his house, and he was using his cell phone when he was investigating. So you would literally see what he was filming with his cell phone, and the things he would miss because he would freak out and run away. You would see it on the other camera of him shaking and freaking out and running away.
Was that the one with where they had the camera up in their living room and they're kind of scanning everything, and then the lights go off and you just see that shape move? Is that the one you're talking about?
It might have, but I mean, we literally watched, I would say, probably 30 different things that were all put together about different nights in their house. And a 5-year-old asking about an entity in the house, and it's just like, dude, a 5-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, and watching the kid freak out over, oh dude, it was crazy.
Dude, I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to like paranormal stuff. I'm a scaredy cat, bro. I'm the first one that's kicking rocks. I ain't standing around trying to prove nothing to nobody. I am out.
Yeah, me too, dude. Like that's the thing. It's funny when you get into that paranormal stuff because you end up spending 5 minutes yelling at the screen like, leave, run, why are you still there? So I'm in this abandoned building by myself. It's midnight and it's just me, and I'm gonna go find out what that sound was. Why? We watch enough horror movies. It's just
no, there's no reason.
Oh, poor family, dude. And that's what made me feel bad, is because you went through all that with them because they were recording it. So you almost felt attached to like the family and, hoping. But the great thing is it actually ended and the guy was like, we're okay. Like as of now, we've been here 3 months and, nothing's happened. So now I haven't followed up with him since then. For all I know, it followed him there. And, there's a whole nother video for us to watch. Poor guys. Or poor family. Val is saying, I was jumping at everything that went bump in the night for the next couple nights after that. That's when you know it's good, Val.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
That's when you know it did its job.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you think about that stuff, and there are certain videos, and I'm not gonna lie, that we've done on Paranormal Friday shows that I've gotten off of here, and I've just been like, I gotta go out to the kitchen to get something, and I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact I'm still that monkey, dude.
Bro.
For something with that monkey, do you all remember the monkey that looked over? Like, no, dude, no.
Yeah, the monkey and then the clown that's head moved. Oh, bro, no, I'm not messing with that. Clayton is gone skis from that point. Gone skis out the door. Like dude, I'm bolted out before you can even call me on the phone. I'm gone.
I've already told you, bro, like I don't have that energy anymore, that young guy energy. But it's like, I may just fall down and just be like, it's over. Like, this is the end, but good God, man. Good
Dude,
God.
I'm doing high hands and everything, bro. I'm straight. I'm
young.
Terminator 2 T1000ing that shit, bro. I'm gone.
I've got about 4 or 5 good runs left in me, right? I used one of them up probably about 6 months ago. In my apartment complex, I was throwing away some trash. It was like 2:00 in the morning. And I throw it out there, and this raccoon comes flying out of the freak. Dude, I was in one place for 1 second, and then in a blink of an eye, I was up on the porch. And I was like, damn, son, you still got it, man.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there like touching my leg, like shit's gonna start hurting here in a minute. Like, there's no way I'm coming out of this unscathed.
Yeah.
Russell Dorsey's in the chat saying,
funny.
what's up, everyone? I smashed that like button. I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thug life. And thug life that button if you haven't already. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
What's up, Russell?
What is going on, my man? But yeah, dude. So tonight, slashers. I don't feel like it's the best in the genre, and I was talking about this earlier, but I
Mhm.
feel like it's my favorite. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like you look at some of the movies that have come out, and on the paranormal side, you look at you're a big fan of Silence of the Lambs,
Oh,
stuff like that, man, is just like epic. But to me, slashers are I'm always going back to them.
yeah.
Very simple formula, but yet I can't get enough of them. I'm just so you get into Michael, you get into
Yep.
Freddy, you get into Jason, you get into Ghostface, you get into Chucky. It's like
Mhm.
there's something for everyone with slashers. Like everybody has their favorites too, and they can
Right.
sit there and argue the points. Or Leatherface. If it wasn't for Leatherface, you couldn't do. If it wasn't for
Right.
Michael, you couldn't do this, dude. And it's just so much freaking fun, dude. And that's why I
Yeah.
want to talk about it tonight, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like slashers, they're my favorite of the horror genre too. I love paranormal movies too. I mean, that one's right there with slashers. But yeah, they're not always the best made, quality wise. It's like you said, simple formula. You have a killer, he's gonna stab some people. You're gonna have some obnoxious young people doing stupid shit, and they're gonna get hacked and killed off. But there's something that's also so fun about it
Yeah.
that you always come back to them. So I love slashers, man.
And it's fun too, because I think that, even when I was a kid, like I've always loved Jason and believe me, I love Michael too. I love
Mhm.
Freddy too, but it's just like I would always find myself rooting for Jason. Like
Yes.
it's like they have stepped in, and break that down psychologically however you want. Like if I were to sit there and tell a therapist, like, oh yeah, I really like Jason. Well, why? Well, he beat this lady with a sleeping bag up against a tree and it was awesome. She's gonna be like, here's some medication. We're gonna need you to stay overnight tonight. I
Yeah.
don't think that you can go anywhere. But dude, there's just something about them to where they are like the superheroes of the horror community. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's great because everybody has a favorite.
Hmm. Yeah, they really are, man. I mean, shoot, I was like, I remember watching H2O the first time, and by this point, I'm already a huge Michael fan,
Yeah.
huge Halloween fan, because I had seen H2O was one of the later ones I had seen. I had seen, I think, almost all the other ones up to that point, and then watching H2O, and like everyone pulls for Lori, and they get excited when she chops Michael's head off. I'm sitting there watching that, and when she slings that axe, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, no, you killed my boy. Like I was bummed out, man. I felt like I just saw Batman die or something. I'm like, no, man. Everyone else like jumping and cheering. I'm just like, dang, did you kill him? And I had the same reaction in Ends, Halloween Ends. Like,
Yeah.
they freaking meat shredder my boy and like just send him down this dude. I was like, because I pull for Michael. Like,
Yeah.
Michael's my guy, man. So most of the time, I'm hoping he gets gets a victim. Yes, you have those exceptions. The characters that you like are likable characters. You hope make it out, but
Right.
9 times out of 10, man, I'm pulling for Michael. Like I'm wanting him to get his victim. So
It's like the first thing you do. It's like the look. What are we gonna get this movie?
yes,
When you see him,
yeah,
like, dude, you don't know how excited I was when 18 came out and the trailer came out and you saw him walk in, you saw the mask. I was just like, oh my god,
dude,
like
yeah.
this is just freaking amazing.
I had chills from the trailer.
Dude,
Like watching the trailer that first time, dude. I had goosebumps, bro. I was so excited, man.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah, man. And I can only hope that they do Jason the same justice when the new Friday the 13th movie comes out, because
Yeah,
it's like, man, you guys have all this opportunity. You spent all this time in court. Come on, guys. Don't
right.
let me down. Don't let
Yeah.
your guy down. Like,
You've
seriously.
had what 25 years to figure shit out to make a Good Friday movie.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Let's see what everyone is talking about here. Russell is saying, has anyone seen The Pact? It's a horror film. I watched it on Tubi. It was good. It was about a serial killer living under their house and there's a part 2 also. Russell, I know what I'll be watching when I lay down tonight, so I will definitely check that out. I was looking for something to watch tonight. If you said that it's good, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out, my friend.
Yeah, I have not seen The Pact, so I'll have to check that one out as well.
Val is saying the Shape is the GOAT of slashers. The General has spoken.
That's right, Val. Preach it.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Russell saying my favorite is Halloween 4 besides Halloween 78. I love Halloween 2018 and Kills. Yeah, man.
Nice.
I know there is so much love for 4. Like,
dude,
4 has so much love, dude.
I love Halloween 4. It's top 3 for me in that franchise behind the original and 2018, man. It's right there. And honestly, it would be strongly competing with 2018 if Michael only had a better mask. If he had a better mask, if you put the James Shoe Courtney mask on Halloween 4, bro, it is right there competing with 2018. I love Halloween 4.
Halloween 4, it has some moments in it, dude, and you know that's where we get the introduction of Danielle Harris, bro.
Yeah,
like and the icon that she ended up becoming just as a child actor in horror. You know, she's been in a lot of stuff, man, and it's just
phenomenal,
super cool.
All the characters too, like even Rachel's an awesome character.
Ellie Cornell, yes,
yeah. You know, Jamie's an awesome character. You get peak Loomis, man.
Yeah.
The sheriff is an awesome character. Halloween 4 is just all the characters in there are just they're really likable or at least entertaining.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, there are quite a few Halloween movies that and when I get into like 4, I think Danielle Harris did great in that. I think, you know, Donald Pleasance did great in that. And the only shining light for me in Halloween 5 was Donald Pleasance. You know, like him playing Loomis, and he was really off his rocker at that point. But, you know, he still always would deliver those lines, man. That would just make you be like, hell yeah, dude.
So much conviction in his voice. Man. Like you believe what he's saying about Michael.
Dude,
you know?
he hypes him up through the whole thing, man. And he just reminds you, it's like he never refers to him as, you know, Michael for the most part. Like occasionally he'll be like, Michael, Mike, you know, to call his name. But he's just like, the evil is here, you know. It's just like, man, like he is really, really does not like that guy and really is concerned. And you know, you look at the original Halloween and you look at the way he was talking to the sheriff, you know, about what Michael was, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, even like amazing. Even in the beginning of the 78 Halloween, when he's in the car with the nurse and he keeps referring to Michael as it. Yeah. And she's like, don't you think we can refer to it as him? And he's like, yeah, if you say so. But like he won't even refer to Michael as him. He calls him it, you know, and I love that because that's already kind of setting the precedent for like who this character is.
He's already painting the picture before we even see him. You know what I mean?
I love that, man.
Yeah. And it's just so good, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
Russell saying, then you got Dr. Loomis, classic line in Halloween 5. If this girl dies tonight, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. Loomis does have some great lines in Halloween 5. It doesn't have a lot going for it, but it's got some awesome. It's
got some good Loomis. I mean, hell, it made my intro. You know, that's Halloween 5 where he's talking about Michael.
Yep.
I prayed that he would burn in hell.
But in my heart,
I knew
that hell would not
have
have
dude.
him.
It's like
it's so good.
If you were to have a real serial killer that had a hype man like Loomis, you'd be like, we're screwed.
Dude.
Like it's over.
Yeah, we're done.
Could you picture Loomis on like Good Morning America because they're looking for Michael Myers?
Bro,
like talking like that shit would be nuts, dude.
He would have 1 million YouTube viewers in no time, bro.
Like, look at this fucking guy. There'd be shorts on Instagram. You know, it just oh my god, bro. Dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah. R.I.P. Donald Pleasance, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. Eric from the Bearded Entertainment is in the chat saying, "What's up, party people? What's going on, Eric? How you doing, buddy? I hope you had a great weekend."
What's up, Eric? Good to see you in the chat, buddy.
Oh yeah. Val is saying by H5, Loomis is a nut. He offers up Jamie's, but yeah, dude, he has lost his mind. But you got to think about it, man. And I've mentioned this on, previous Halloween streams that we talked about. He is like, fuck it. At that point, like, you guys never listen to me, like, I'm just gonna do whatever I gotta do to make this happen. Like, it's just, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, he's just gone by that point. He's lost it.
Yeah. And James has entered the chat. The Shape is in the chat saying, "Forgot about the show, stupid time changing crap." That's what I'm talking about, James. It happens, brother. It happens. And not only did the time change, everybody's tired because of it. You know what I mean? I really feel like that, because just about everybody I've talked to today has just been like, yeah, man, I'm just going to lay here and do nothing today. Like, seriously. All right, man. But, Halloween, we've got Friday. And, dude, one that I wanted to touch on tonight, because I never really get to talk about it so much, on this show. Not that I haven't wanted to, it's just never really presented itself. And I don't think that it's enough to do its own stream, is the movie Psycho, and talk a little bit about Psycho, because this is one that, I thoroughly enjoy. Yeah. But it doesn't have like you have Norman, right? And that whole creepy situation that's going on there. But it's so different. It's so different from, what movies like that evolved into. Yep. Because I know that there's one that came before it, Peeping Tom, but honestly, I've only talked about it from what I've heard about it. I've never watched it. In all honesty, I've never seen it. Maybe parts of it, clips on YouTube and stuff, but that is a movie that I definitely want to sit down and watch, just because it has ties to the slasher genre. Yeah. But for me, the start of it, well, I can't say my whole life this has been the start of it, because I was a little older when I saw Psycho for the first time. I saw it when I was younger, but I didn't really grasp the concept of the movie because I was young. Right. And there's a lot to dive into with that movie.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't fully really, grip what all was going on with that. But some of the things, like Janet Leigh, we talked a little bit about her earlier today. Mm-hmm. Like, I absolutely, my heart, dude. You know what
She's
I mean?
Awesome.
Like, I was born 30 years too late. I swear to God, I would marry that girl and Jamie Lee Curtis would be my daughter. Not true. Like, I probably have the same job. But so good, dude. So good. Such a great actress. The shower scene is iconic.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I really believed the things that she was going through in that movie.
Yeah.
I really believed it. Never really understood why she, I mean, I do, because, she was having that relationship with Sam, right? Mm-hmm. And he needed money, because he's like, look, I'm living in the back of a store. I've got a debt, you know what I mean? Right. Like, it's going to cost me this amount of money for us to be together, right. So she comes across, 40 grand, was it 40 or 50?
I think it was 50 actually.
Either way, she comes across, a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And is asked to deposit it, and she bolts, and the cop, he's following her, and the tension, man. And, I remember it was probably when I watched Psycho, to go back to watch it, I was probably like 21 or 22 before I sat back down to watch Psycho. And it was just like, the music through the movie. Mm-hmm. It was just like, that's a Busta Rhymes song. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah,
wait a minute. That's where Busta Rhymes got this music from. You know what I mean? Because it's on one of his albums that na 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 na. And it's just like, man, this is good. This is really good, dude. And
yeah, dude, Psycho is it's not one that gets brought up all the time in, in horror and slasher conversations, but it should. because it's a great movie. It's a classic, and it helped kickstart the slasher genre. Before there was Halloween, there was Psycho. Before there was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there was Psycho. Before there was Black Christmas, there was Psycho. Like Psycho is the granddaddy of slasher movies. And Norman Bates is really the first iconic slasher villain. He was before Michael. He was before Leatherface. He was before Billy. Like he is the OG slasher. And he's a great villain because there's so much you can do with that character, with his psychology and how just gone he is. Like, you can do so much with that character, and they kind of pursue some of that, like in Psycho 2, and then Psycho 3 was but Psycho 1 and Psycho 2 are just they're apex, man. Like they are tip of the spear. Great slasher movies, great horror movies. Albert Hitchcock just he did so many brilliant things in that movie, from establishing the final girl, the main girl that we're following through the opening of the movie. You think that, okay, this is going to be our final girl. This is who we're going to be pulling for through the whole movie. And then he just RIPs her halfway through. And you don't see it coming. You didn't expect it, especially for the time, for the 1960s. Nobody was doing that. You didn't have movies like that where the main character that you're following just gets RIP'd halfway through the movie. Like, movies do that today, but they have Psycho to thank for it, because Psycho was really the first one. Albert Hitchcock was really the first one to really do that. And he doesn't get the credit he deserves for that. And Psycho doesn't get the credit it deserves for having that in there. So yeah, I love Psycho, man. Love Psycho.
Dude, and one of the things about Norman Bates is when you meet him, he's a typical kid, man.
Yeah.
The way he talks, the way he, when he meets Marion, you can definitely tell, like, he knows how beautiful she is.
Yeah.
He's just like, wow. Like, let me make you a sandwich. He's arguing with himself.
Right.
To not make that sandwich.
Right.
How crazy is that, bro?
Yeah.
How freaking crazy is that? No, Mom, you're not making him food. I don't remember the exact, it's been a while since I've seen it. I don't remember the exact line, but there's a fight. He is fighting with himself, but yet watching it for the first time, you believe that there's another person in there, because the voice is so much different, dude. And it's so disturbing when you find out.
Yes.
It's like, wow, dude. Like, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts.
Right. Yeah. Well, and just like when you hear his mom talk, like, just, you get the vibes that this is a creepy woman. Like, I don't know what her deal is. He kind of tells the girl that she's kind of sick, she's not well. And then you hear him projecting himself as his mom, and just that really kind of menacing, uncomfortable tone of her voice. And then you even have the shots with him carrying her body through the hallway, and he's dressed her up and everything. But you don't hear her speak in that scene, and you're kind of, that's like the first time you're kind of thinking, wait a minute, why is she not saying anything? But your head doesn't go to, it's just Norman. That's just kind of like the first time that you start thinking there's something else going on here. And then that reveal at the end, when Norman just comes through with that knife, and you see him dressed up as his mom, you're just like, dude, get out of here, man.
Yeah. And I mean, let's not forget that, like, the setup for that, she's in the basement and she turns the mother around, and it's a dead body, dude. And you're just like, what the, like, are you freaking serious? And then, her and Sam are in that room. Samuel Loomis, by the way, are in the room, and he comes, running in with the knife, and it's just like, wow. And I think one of the more eerie parts about it was, you know, the conversation, the out loud conversation that he has at the end. Well, it wasn't a conversation, more of a dialogue. You know, like, I got this fly in my hand. I'm not gonna not this fly. They're gonna think that he won't even hurt a fly. You know, it's like that. Wow, dude. Like, and that's the way it ends, you know, and it's like, for a movie to be that old, it's just like you could still watch it today for the first time and be like, wow, man. Like, that was psychotic.
Right.
You know?
Well, even just like the thought of being so deranged that like you're just gonna sit there, not say anything, not even move a freaking muscle with a, you know, fly landing on you. You're not gonna swat the fly, nothing. You're just gonna sit there and show them that they don't have anything on you, even though you know in your head that they have all the evidence that they need. You're still so deranged that you can just go to a place of just total psychopathy, you know, like it's so good, man.
And I love where the doctor is trying to let the detective know like what his problem. He's like, well, so he's a cross-dresser. He's like, not exactly. You know what I mean? He's the mother has taken over.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's, dude, it's just that movie. I'm so glad we got to talk about that movie tonight, because it's a movie that I really enjoy, and I really I might watch that tonight, and the movie that Russell was talking about on Tubi, just because I haven't seen it in so long. But it's just so good, man. It's so good.
It really is, man. Psycho is one of those movies, like, if you never know what to throw on Psycho, and you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have a good time.
Knowing the way I am, though, is I'll watch Psycho tonight, right? And I'll be like, hell yeah. Shit, where's Psycho 2 at? Let me find Psycho 2. Next thing I know, I'm watching Psycho 4, and it's 4:30 in the morning again, and I'm like, I'm screwed tomorrow. Like, I swear to God, it's just how I am. Let me catch up with the chat real fast, because I know these guys are going. Russell saying, talking to Val, saying, yeah, Dr. Loomis was crazy in 5, but it's awesome. Dude, you are not lying about that. It is freaking awesome. Jerry Wilson is gifted the membership. Jerry, thank you so much, my friend. It means so much. You're looking out for this channel, dude. Thank you.
Jerry's a good dude, man.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Val is also gifted the membership. Val, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Let's see. Michelle is saying, I watched Poor Things finally, and I loved it. So unique. I don't know if I've seen Poor Things. I'm one of those people that always forget titles. Like, even when you ask me, like, have you seen this? I'm like, hold on, let me check.
Yeah.
You know, just because I'm so bad with titles. But that's cool. That's awesome.
I'm the same way, man. I'll forget, you know how bad my memory is. And then there'll be a movie like I won't think I've seen it. And then I'll sit down to watch it. And like, as the movie's starting, the memory starts coming back. I'm like, wait, no, I have seen this. But you just give me a name, I'm like, no, I don't think I've seen that.
I can tell in the trailer, but sometimes if I go to watch something, I'll be like, oh, I've seen this. This is about to happen, you know. And that comes from me staying up late watching horror movies with my dad on the weekends, you know, as a kid, not knowing what stuff was called and just freaking watching.
Right.
Jerry's like, Michelle, are you going to Horror Hound? I don't know. Are you going to Horror Hound, Michelle? Should be fun, but if you only have one to go to this year, I'd definitely pick Scarefest. It's turning out to be an all-timer, dude. And let me tell you something about Scarefest is with Derek Mears going, where Derek Mears is right now. Where he's going next in Florida, the rest of the Friday cast is going to be there with him. Minus Jared Padalecki and what's her name from The Flash, Danielle Panabaker.
Oh, right.
So those two, but Danielle Panabaker is going to be in Indy in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So is Corey Feldman, and so is Anakin.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, oh my God, I want to go so bad. So I'm thinking with it being Scarefest, it being the anniversary of Friday the 13th of 2009, you know, that maybe they'll go to Scarefest with, you know, to go up there to make it an event. dude, if Trent's up there, bro, we're getting a picture, dude. And
bro, if I ever meet that guy, I hope he's not nice to me.
Yeah,
I want
just be a
him to
dick.
be the biggest
Yeah,
asshole
just
to
be-
me. Like if he's nice to me, I'm gonna prosecute. Like I'll just be like, bro, no, I ain't having it. Where's Trent? Where's the Trent that I know? Like,
dude, it's like
come
I'll
on.
give you $50 if you say
Yeah.
welcome or say something dicky about watching movies and beyond. Like, I swear to God, I'll
Yeah,
start every
yeah.
show. Like, what? You freaking
I
idiot.
I
You're not
love
watching.
that guy, man.
Oh God, that'd be
Trent is
so
so
freaking
good.
good. So good. Talking about getting on the member stream. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Rick is saying, I remember watching Psycho for the first time just because it was Alfred Hitchcock movie. It was okay, but after watching it now, knowing that it's loosely based on a true story, made me realize at a young age things like that happen in life. Yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah, man, it's Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Silence of the Lambs are all loosely based on a real life killer named Ed Gein,
yep.
who was a
He was
very twisted
Wisconsin,
guy.
right? Wasn't he?
Wisconsin, yeah. He lived not far from where my mom grew up in Wisconsin. But yeah, if you ever have the time and you want a freaking messed up story, man, go read up on Ed Gein, and yeah, he's a pretty sick guy, man.
First time I heard about him, I was in the military and someone gave me a book while we were deployed in Alaska. And I sat there and read that whole book cover to cover, man. And it was just like, wow, dude, this dude is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he didn't have a chainsaw and, you know,
Right.
all that shit from,
Right.
you know, the Texas Chainsaw related to it. But I mean, man, like, whew, like that's a rough
Yeah,
one.
he makes you know, like Ted Bundy look like a saint. You know, and not to defend Ted Bundy, but I'm just saying like how twisted and messed up some of the stuff that Ed Gein was doing, man. I mean,
Yeah.
whoo. And then if you ever read about like his ending and like his death and like his last few days and years in prison, bro, it's some dark stuff, man. It's some dark stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Jeff is saying, whoever goes to Horror Hound, we should all get together at some point. Hell yeah, dude. I have a weekend pass. I know I will be there Friday, maybe a little bit Saturday, but I'm never a Sunday Horror Hound person. But I am going to film for Movies and Beyond there. So you'll probably see me walking around with the camera. I don't really know if there's anyone I'll be meeting down there. I'll have to look over the list again to see who's all going to be there. It would be cool to meet the Blair Witch people. So I don't know.
Is that the one in Kentucky?
No, it's in Cincinnati, Ohio. That one's there. The one in Kentucky is in October, and that's where there's like 5 Jasons already scheduled, 4 Michaels. Like, it's crazy, dude. You got Nick Castle and Dick Warlock that are going to be there with James Drew Courtney and Tyler Maine. It's like,
dude, I
bro,
want to go to that one so bad.
It's gonna be an all-timer. I guarantee that.
Yeah,
I guarantee that one. And then Jason's, you know, they've got Kane, they've got Derek Mears, they got CJ Graham, Warrington Gillette, and I'm missing one. Thought there were 5 Jasons.
Ted White?
No, he's dead. Him.
Oh, is Ted White dead?
Him and Richard Brooke were both passed. Yeah, Ted White, he was in his 90s when he died. You know, Ted White, the Jason in Part 4, was in his 50s when he played Jason.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
To be that big and that much of a savage in your 50s, bro.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Tom Morga, Roy, is going to be there.
Okay.
But he also played Jason in the flashbacks or the visions that Tommy was having. So, dude, I gotta get them all on a mask or something like that.
Yeah, that's gonna be
and
awesome.
Derek Mears, I'm giving him this one. Like, bro, you gotta sign the remake, dude. It has to happen.
That's a beautiful mask.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Let's see. Hotels. I don't have to stay in a hotel. Like, I'm literally like 20 minutes from that place. So I will drive there and then drive home. Horror Hound, that is. I will have to stay in a hotel when it's Scarefest, though. Let's see. Val is saying Janet Leigh, a true OG scream queen, dude.
She is.
seeing her in Halloween H2O, bro. We talked a little bit about this earlier. I mean, it was just fantastic. You know, she wasn't very recognizable at first.
Right.
And I'm just like, that's Janet Leigh. Oh my God. That's the car.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, well done.
Yeah, that was a beautiful setup there. That was one of the best parts of H2O, honestly.
Well done. Michelle saying Jason beating women up against trees and sleeping bags has always been hilarious. When they tricked Jason and Jason X, I was rolling. When they tricked Jason X, and he was beating one girl with the other girl in the sleeping bag, that was freaking crazy. Like that was hilarious. I loved it.
Jason has a thing about killing people in sleeping bags, man. You also have the one in 09 where he drops her over the fire, just burns her ass.
Getting raw, dude. That's so raw.
Dude. It's so good.
It's so raw.
So good.
Mr. Rick is saying, and also Silence of the Lambs, the interview scene was based on Ted Bundy. Oh yeah, man. I didn't know. Like, that's fantastic.
Yeah. They went into some depth with Silence of the Lambs. Like the director and the producer, like they went into some real deep like psychology stuff. Fun fact with Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs, he apparently, from what I've read, he was studying like different psychopaths for that role, all the way down to their blink rate. And I was a psychology major in college, and one thing that we learned was how psychopaths tend to have a much slower blink rate, because blinking has to do with emotion. So the more emotional you are, the more you're going to be blinking. But people that have a very low emotional connection have a very slow blink rate. And if you watch Silence of the Lambs, next time you watch it, pay attention to Hannibal Lecter's blink rate. He blinks only like a handful of times in that entire movie. His eyes are pierced on the camera the entire time. And I just thought that was amazing how much Anthony Hopkins was like into that character of Hannibal Lecter, that he was like, dude, I'm even going to go to the blink rate of a psychopath, which is just freaking crazy, man. That guy's amazing.
That's like attention to detail. Like that's the type of stuff that, you know, that you're so engulfed in the role that you do stuff like that, man. And it all pays off, dude. It does. Because it was fantastic.
Got him a statue too. So
yeah. Hell yeah, dude. The Shape. James is saying, did anyone like The Birds? Love that movie. I still get the creeps when I see a large number of birds flying around. Dude, I will be honest with you. I was probably in high school the last time I saw The Birds, but I do remember liking that movie a lot. I do remember liking it for sure.
Yeah, The Birds is phenomenal, dude. James, I'm with you, man. Whenever I'm outside and there's like a large group of birds up on like the power lines or whatever, there's a little bit of inside that's always like, I don't know. These things are going to start flying down and wanting to throw bird hands or something. I don't know, man. But yeah.
You know, it's funny because I think it's due to the fact that I haven't seen it in so long. Me, when I see a bunch of birds, it's like, they're going to shit on my car. I guarantee there's no way my car is getting through this without getting shit on. Seriously.
Dude, I swear they have the worst timing with that shit. Like, I will take my car through a wash, and then that same day, like 10 minutes later, a bird will shit on my car.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I guarantee. Or it'll rain. Like a freak storm will come.
Yes.
I have a black car. So it's like I take it through the cleaners, you know, it looks great, dude. It's shining.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man, I love that car.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was like, this guy was blue 5 minutes ago. What are you doing to me?
Yeah,
and then you get a black car wet, dude. You start getting let's see. DJ Plays Favorites is in the chat saying, hello, everyone. What's up, DJ? Always glad to have you here, brother. Good to see you, man. I hope you're having a great weekend. James is saying, putting on my Kills costume. Can't wait for Whorehound. That's what I'm talking about, man. James, make sure that you see me while you're down there, dude. And I'll definitely get you on the channel in your costume so everyone can see that. That'll be super cool. Let's see. Try to catch up on. Melissa's saying Ted White was scary in the final chapter. Yeah, dude. Any Jason that runs to me, it's just like you can look at Brooker from 3, you can look at Ted White from 4, you can look at Derek Mears. It's just like, look, man, like the walking is the sign of strength, and he will catch you anyway. But there's just something crazy about seeing Jason hauling ass with a machete after you. Like, all right, I really got to run. Like,
well, then and like Derek Mears even ups the ante when he's like going archery mode and going, you know, like taking that bow to your ass. I mean, now you're just like, well, shit. Now, like, even if I do get a running start,
not only does he have a bow, he's got sniper ability with that bow, bro.
Seriously,
like,
dude.
He hit homeboy on a moving boat.
Yeah.
From the side. At a range of something that is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I'm not getting away. Like,
dude.
And that was always my argument for, you know, a lot of people, because I love Jason, love to ask me who wins in a fight between Michael and Jason. I'm always like, depends on where it is. You know what I mean? Like, I always say the fairest fight in that is Derek Mears versus Tyler May. I said it's fair as you're gonna get with those two, because they're on different levels at different times. You know what I mean? Then you go zombie Jason, and it kind of becomes that's nuts. But it's like, if it's in Haddonfield, I do think Tyler Mane can get him. But if you're at Crystal Lake, bro, I feel like Tyler Maine's going to get about 6 arrows in his face before he even gets within 100 yards of Jason. And it's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, because Michael doesn't really have any woods experience. You know, he's not an outdoorsman. You know, he's been locked in a cell for 15 years. Yep. So, you know,
he knows his neighborhood.
He knows his neighborhood.
There. Yeah.
He knows Haddonfield very well. You walk into Haddonfield, your ass is grass, but
yeah,
the minute you step foot on Camp Crystal Lake, bro, I don't care who you are, you're done. You're done skis.
I always joked around with my friends, and they're like, who do you think you got a better shot? I was like, dude, I will trick or treat on Halloween in Haddonfield before I ever put one foot in Camp Crystal Lake. Dude, there's nowhere to go, nowhere to hear you scream. Your cell phone ain't working. You're done. Like, you're done.
Well, yeah. Well, and if we're doing Derek Mears and Tyler Mane, like, Tyler Mane doesn't have arrows, bro. Like, Derek Mears, he's gonna Robin Hood my ass, you know, and just pull out that bow and arrow. And I mean,
if you're lucky enough to not get caught in a bear trap on your way out, you know what I mean? Like, it's just craziness, dude. He's like an expert. He looks at people like he's hunting wild game, man.
Yes.
Like he's grown up in the woods. It's terrifying. I can't wait to meet him, dude. I am so excited. Like, dude, I want to be awesome. Here's an extra $50. Talk to me for 5 minutes. Like, I don't know how often I'm gonna get to meet you. Like, this is so awesome.
Dude, he that bear trap scene, bro, like, even knowing that it's coming every time, dude, it gets a reaction out of me, bro. Like, I don't want you to snap my ankle, don't snap my wrist, or like, just, you know, just kill me. I don't want to suffer through that crap.
Dude, you see the skin like falling off the leg. Like, it's so rough, dude. And it makes me think, believe it or not, dude, just the rawness of that. And that brings us another connection with another horror movie, the Texas Chainsaw remake, dude. Same director. We talked about that today, and the similar feeling of those movies, yet they're in two totally different places. You know, it definitely make I see the connection here. Like, I definitely see the connection. Like, it's so
dude, Marcus Nispel he knew how to make a good horror remake. He did his homework. He knew how to stay true to the Texas franchise and make a good Texas remake. And he knew his Friday movies and how to make a good Friday, remake. Both of those movies are also different than their original, but they stay true to it at the same time. And that's how a remake should be. Like, keep the essence of the original movie there. We should 100%. Be able to tell that, we should be able to see the original through the lens of the remake, but don't just be a carbon copy of it. Do something different.
Elevate it.
Yes, exactly. but keep the essence of that movie there. And he nailed that with both the Texas and the Friday movie, man. I love both of those.
He did. And it took me a minute to warm up to the Friday movie. It really did, dude. But now looking back on it, even within the last year, like you can look at my very early streams where I talk about it's like, yeah, it's okay, but it's not this, and then it took time because that movie, I probably seen it, believe it or not, at this point, more than a lot of the rest of them, because it was always on cable TV, and it's like I'm not changing the channel if I come across it. I'm just not. Like it's like, oh, that's Friday remake. We're staying here. Remote gets tossed. Like here we go. Oh, it's the beginning too. Oh shit, Trent's about to be a dick. Let's do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, and I was telling you, I was just watching that the other night. Like it's on Max right now. I was flipping through. I saw it. I was like, shit, I'm gonna watch it again. I don't care. It's so rewatchable.
Yeah,
because the characters are so good. I know, like a lot of people complain about the characters being like annoying or over the top, but to me, it fits that film because it's a Friday movie. You don't go to a Friday movie to see Anthony Hopkins' performance in Silence of the Lambs. You go for Jason. You go for awesome kills, and you go for the entertainment. And for me, I also want a good dark atmosphere, and you get all of that in that Friday remake. The characters are just a plus. Like I've said on my channel, like I don't necessarily have to like every character, but I want them to be entertaining. At least entertain me. If I'm going to be kicking it with you for an hour and a half, at least entertain me by what you're doing. And they're over the top, ridiculous like shit that they're doing at the house, the beer pong with the shoot, like I love it.
The boot, bro.
Yeah,
I'm shoot the boot.
I'm on board with it. It's so entertaining. So to me, it's like, they're not all the most likable characters, but they do their job because they entertain me, and I'm invested. And the characters that you're supposed to like, Jared Padalecki and his sister and the main girl, you do like, so you are invested with them. So they do a good job at making you like the characters that you're supposed to like, be entertained by the peripheral characters, and hate the character that you're supposed to hate, which is obviously Trent. So they do such a damn good job, man. Friday remake is my favorite Friday movie. It has been since the day I saw it, man. I love that movie, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. 100%. 100%. Michelle is saying Children of the Corn was always my favorite. You know what? I'll tell you what, Michelle, like I really remember enjoying Children of the Corn, but it's probably been 30 years since I've seen it. Definitely one I'd like to go back and check out because I do remember liking it. That comes from the days of my mother working at a video store and me grabbing random horror movies. Like, yes, like, dude, it's a wonder why I turned out to win this show. As a kid, my mother worked at a video rental store. I got 2 free movies a day. Yes, of course. I've seen a lot of stuff that I don't remember the names to all of them.
Yeah, Children of the Corn had a couple good movies in them from what I remember.
Yeah.
So
Russell's in the chat saying, hey people, my first time here, but I'm subbed. Russell, welcome to Movies and Beyond, my friend. So grateful to have you here, dude. Looking forward to hanging out with you, man.
Yeah, welcome, Russell. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button.
And before I continue with where we're going here, I'm gonna get to that comment in a minute. I'm not gonna say anything. Before I get to that, if I didn't say this in the beginning, definitely if you haven't checked out Ages of Fear, all one word, that's Clayton's channel over there. If you haven't gone over, give him a sub. I guarantee you will not be disappointed that you did. Tons of horror content over there for sure.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. It's good content, man, for sure.
Thank you.
Let's see. Trying to catch up with everybody here. A lot of people talking about Horror Hounds and freaking Scarefest. Look, Scarefest, it's becoming a monster.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way possible. Hell, last year, dude, they had all the Friday final girls except for part 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it's just It's so good.
That's awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
The general reminding us to say, please subscribe to our friend Clayton's channel. And she provides the link below. So if you haven't checked out Ages of Fear yet, please definitely do so.
Thank you, Val. Thank you very much for that.
Jerry saying, just looked at the lineup for Scarefest. Man, it looks sweet. Christine and the Jeepers Creepers truck will be there too. Dude, hell yeah, man.
Those are two bangers, man. Christine and Jeepers Creepers. Those are way up there for me on my horror ranking. Like, I love both of those movies.
You tell me Echo 1's gonna be there.
Yeah.
I'll put on a suit and everything, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Val saying, you stand a chance of surviving Haddonfield out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. You're dead for sure. Nowhere to run, no one to help you. 100%. It's the way I feel.
And especially if you walk by that Myers house, man, you're done. That's the first thing. If I ever find myself in Haddonfield, the first thing I'm gonna do is find someone that's been there for a long time, be like, yo, where's the Myers house? I'm gonna hear where it is, and I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm not going there. I'll go everywhere else around. I'm not going to the Myers house, period. You're not gonna pay me.
Be like, excuse me, where is Lampkin Lane at? Oh, it's down there. All right, I'm going this way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna head this way,
opposite direction.
With it. Yeah. Let's see. Jeff is saying, this year I'm doing Horror Hound, Indie Days of the Dead, Horror Hound September, and Scarefest. Hell yeah, my dude.
Awesome, man.
Hell yeah. That is what I'm talking about. DJ is saying, did any of you see the TV made movie on Ted Bundy? I think it's called Night of a Stranger, with the actor Mark Harmon playing Ted Bundy. No, but I did see the one with the kid from the new movie Iron Claw. What's it? Zac Efron. I did see the Ted Bundy movie with Zac Efron.
Yeah, I saw that one too. I saw that one. But I haven't seen this one, Night of a Stranger. But
yeah, I haven't seen that one either. Yeah. I like Mark Harmon though.
Yeah,
I definitely like Mark Harmon. Michelle has said, we're having our own conversations, Michael. Well, that's just fantastic. Enjoy it. I love that you guys are having your own conversations. Yeah, I do.
I got another slasher movie for us to talk about, if you don't mind.
Go for it, dude. What you got?
So another movie that we were kind of talking about this a little bit over at my channel today, and that was Scream. I think Scream is one of those movies that it did so many cool things. Like and one of the good things about Scream is that because you have different killer every time, you can just do an infinite number of Scream movies. Like, with the problem with, like, you know, Halloween, eventually Michael's gonna die. Like, you just know, either he's gonna grow old, his, you know, heart's gonna give out, he's gonna die. You know, up until Friday 6, you knew at some point Jason's gonna die, you know, and you didn't know he was gonna come back as zombie Jason, but he was gonna die. So there's only so much you can do with it. Freddy's a little bit different, but like with Ghostface, you get a different killer every time, and that was like, I thought that was a genius move by Wes Craven. Also having multiple killers as the twist as well was also creative. And then you have, you know, he kind of pulled a Psycho as well, killing off Drew Barrymore in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, who is set up to be the final girl, and then she's RIP'd real quick. And so you're just like, well, shit. And now I have no idea what's going to happen. There's just so many innovative things about Scream that it's a classic, man. I love Scream.
Yeah, dude. It's good, man. And it capitalized a lot on, first of all, it capitalized on, let's flip the script. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make the common factor in all of these movies to be the cast and not the killer. You know, so it basically said, okay, what is the formula of a slasher? Well, you have a slasher, and then you have their fodder minus the one final person that gets away. What if we flip that around and say we have a new killer each time?
Yeah.
Yet we have the same returning group
characters coming.
You know,
back.
so not only did it flip it around, it also gave awareness to movies like Halloween, like Friday the 13th, like A Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, hell, they're watching Halloween at a party.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's super cool, man. Definitely.
Yeah, I love Scream. And then that's one of the only franchises, and you may feel differently, but for me, that's like one of the only franchises that consistently puts out good movies. Like even my least favorite Scream movie, still decent, you know, but in most horror franchises, you have your great movies, and then you have ones that are just a total shit show. Scream is one that doesn't have any like trash movies. Like it's usually pretty consistently good. And I think part of that was just the standard that Wes Craven set with his first three, four, because he did the first four. But just the standard that he set of Scream, I think the most recent two, 5 and 6, have really tried to honor that, you know, like understanding this is Wes Craven's baby. This is his creation. He's one of the greatest horror directors of all time.
Yeah.
And they, you know, you want to meet that standard. And I love Scream 5. I like Scream 6. Scream 7, I don't know where the hell they're going, but yeah.
So I feel like there are good Scream movies, you know, most of them are decent. But no two people's favorite Scream movies are the same.
It's crazy.
Like I love the original and I love 2. And I'm okay with 4. But other than that, it's like I really don't care. I absolutely despise Scream 5, which is funny because you love Scream 5. Scream 6, crazy. I think it started off okay, but then literally made me want to bang my head against the wall.
Wow.
And 3 was just so far out of the element of what the first 2 movies were. I don't think that my mind was really into it. So, you know, that's the thing with Scream. And then there's people that love all of them. It's Scream. I love it.
Right.
You know, flat out. But yeah, there's a lot to be said about that, about it not having the Halloween Resurrection or the Jason Goes to Hell,
Freddy's
or
dead.
You know, Freddy's Dead.
Yeah.
Or take a pick of like 4 different Texas Chainsaw Massacres that you could throw in there. Dude, your reaction to oh god,
dude,
which one?
Next
was it,
Generation, bro.
Next Generation, yes.
Thinking about that movie just makes me want to vomit.
Dude,
like,
I love the fight
so
over the
bad.
remote control to control his leg. Like,
this guy is controlling his leg, bro. I mean, just can we get any more out of left field? you had the scene with Renee Zellweger where she tells Leatherface to sit his ass down and shut up. Like, bro, what, dude? And he does it. Like, no.
Like, what are we doing here?
Time out.
What are we doing?
Time out. Time out, bro. That is just, it's sickening, man. I would just, there's so many other things I would rather do for an hour and a half than watch that garbage. And the crazy thing is, last time I watched it, I was like, all right, I got it done. Never gonna have to watch this shit again. And then sure enough, for my channel, the things that we YouTubers do for our audience, man, I forced myself to suffer through that again.
I did this for you.
I did it for you.
I did it for you.
Oh man,
makes me think of that freaking 80s commercial. Like, I learned by watching you. Maybe it was the 90s. I don't know. Jerry Wilson, my dude, has gifted 5 Movies and Beyond memberships.
Awesome,
Jerry, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, Jerry's the best.
You have no idea, dude. So good, man. Thank you so much, my friend.
That's awesome.
Thank you so freaking much.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And I mean, we talked about Texas, you know, a little bit about Texas. We talked about, dude, I love the fact that we talked about Psycho tonight. Like, you have no idea how much I love the fact that we got into Psycho. Like, that's what I'm talking about. But also, I want to let everybody know something you and I were talking about earlier today about possibly doing a double feature watch party. And I would love to know what you guys think in the chat. We're thinking about doing, we'll do it over here. We're thinking about doing a Texas Chainsaw 2003 and Friday the 13th remake watch party on the same night and calling it a double feature. Same director, both remakes. Definitely let me know.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I am all for that.
For sure.
I'm all for that.
I think that would be freaking awesome. Like
Yeah.
those two for me, it's like me more than likely with it being, you know, Movies and Beyond, and you know, me loving Friday so much, I'd probably start with Texas and then I'd want to end it with Friday.
Yeah.
Val is saying no, TCM 03. She's like, I'll catch the second half of that one. I'll definitely catch the second half.
The general's not a fan of TCM 03. Val, come on, dude. It's the best. It's so good.
Jerry says sounds awesome. Clayton buying the pizza.
Hey, I'm game, dude. Let's make it happen. Stop by, come kick it with us.
Mr. Rick is saying, I like all the slashers, but Scream is my favorite and surprising. Chucky comes a close second, and that might be a hot take. No, dude, it's not, man. Like we were talking about that today. Like there are so many different slashers that everyone's gonna have their favorites, man.
Yeah.
Especially being horror fans and slasher fans alone.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you like Ghostface and Chucky, man. Like that's freaking awesome, Mr. Rick.
Yeah, I love seeing people that love different like slasher villains, you know, just it creates conversation. You know, if we were all just Michael fans, it would get, you know, it'd get boring. Like there wouldn't be a whole lot to talk about because we all agree on the same stuff. But when like you have a Jason fan, a Michael fan, a Freddy fan, a Chucky fan, like that, it creates so much more conversation, and you see so much more passion in the community with diversity like that. So yeah, I love that, dude.
Val says Michael's so down for Friday the 13th 09 though. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'll talk about. Jerry throwing out these gifts. Melissa saying, Jerry, the sugar daddy. What is up, Jerry?
That's awesome.
Wild card coming through, man.
Yeah.
Wild card is coming through. So let me ask you this, man. I know that we're hanging out tonight, and I'm not really trying to throw like interview questions, but I am curious. If you were to take, I know from knowing you for a while, that if I were to ask you, you know, what slasher really got you into, you know, slasher movies, I know that you would be like, well, Michael, it's Halloween, you know, because I know you like that.
Yeah.
But if you were to take a second, man, like if you were to say, okay, Halloween aside, you know, what continued, you know, your like for the slasher, you know, genre of horror, what would you say would come in as a second or even maybe a third? Like, what are your
Nightmare on Elm Street? Like I tell people a lot, like people know I'm a massive Michael Myers fan, always will be, but I tell people like Freddy Krueger is in my top 5 for favorite horror slashers. I love Freddy. I may not have any of the Nightmare movies in like my top 5 horror movies of all time, but the character of Freddy Krueger is so damn good. I love Freddy Krueger, and I grew up with that original Nightmare movie. And we were talking about this earlier on my channel, like I saw Nightmare a few years after Halloween, and Freddy scared me, man. Like that original Nightmare scared me as a kid. And, you know, when I finally became a horror fan when I was in college and like actually got into horror movies and stuff, it was the memories I had of Halloween, the memories I had of Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy Krueger and Michael, these characters that like actually scared me, that made me want to go and check out more of those slasher movies and slasher characters. So yes, there was always Michael, but Freddy was like right there that added another layer of, you know, desire for me to go check more slasher movies out, because you know, if I just had Michael, I'd probably only be watching Halloween movies. But because there was Freddy there, like that was another character that got me like, man, you know what? These slasher movies are pretty badass. I want to check
Yeah.
out more of these, you know. And then there's also Scream, more on the lighter side of Nightmare and Halloween, but still, you know, a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. But yeah, I tell people, dude, I love Freddy, and Freddy means a lot to me because he was second to Michael growing up. Like he was that boogeyman, you know, after Michael that literally haunted my dreams, you know. And yeah, so I give a lot of credit to Freddy and that original Nightmare movie, man.
Dude, that's so freaking awesome, man. And you know, everybody has their own like origin story, you know, like with us being comic fans, let me call it an origin story, right? Where did your horror fandom begin? What is your origin story? And you know, for me being a kid growing up in the 80s, like that was, you know, when I grew up, dude, there were two sides. You were either a Jason fan or you were a Freddy fan. Like again, and I've said this multiple times, you know, on my streams, you know, Michael wasn't there. You know, Michael was gone. He was, and after Halloween 2, we didn't see him until Halloween 4, and that was in the very late 80s, 88. You know, so before that, you know, Freddy's on MTV, you know, and Jason, the Friday the 13th were dropping every single year. It's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, they were making Jason Takes Manhattan when Halloween 4 decided to come out. That's, you know, crazy, so they were already working on 8. Yeah. You know, 7 had dropped in 88. Yeah. And that's crazy, man, because it's depending on where you were at the time or how you became a fan, it's easily going to determine your age. It's easily going to determine, you know, what type of fan you are and who you follow and who you can relate with the most and who you like, dude. And that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like that's so freaking cool because I could talk to somebody else and it'd be like, oh, no, man, Texas is number 1 for me. You know, I grew up in the 70s. You know, he came out, you know, you could talk to other people. It's like, look, man, Black Christmas, Billy scared the hell out of me, you know, and that'll always be stuck in my head is, you know, there's so much, dude. And do you think that, and this is a question that I've asked Matt on previous streams as well, dude, because it's a question I like to ask when it comes to slashers. Do you think that with Black Christmas, you know, when it came out, that was it. There was one movie. There was no Black Christmas 2, like Billy's Revenge. You know, there was no, you know, Billy Goes to Manhattan. You know, it did what Halloween intended to do. John Carpenter said, no, this is a one and done. You know, our next Halloween story is going to be about something else. It's going to be about something else. And do you think popularity wise, that's what hurts Black Christmas? To not have Billy Strikes Back and Billy's Revenge and, you know, the Revenge of Billy, like multiple titles that came across. So what if there were 8 Black Christmases, you know, and every Christmas one came out where Billy's just stabbing away again, you know, in somebody else's house?
I think that's a good factor and a good point that probably plays into it is, you know, you look at the Nightmares and the Fridays, you had those repetitive sequels coming out to keep those characters relevant. Well, you didn't get that with Black Christmas, you know, and but I think that Black Christmas is every bit as effective as any of those movies. Like it is, a lot of people sleep on it, but that's another one that was like so good. Especially for its time, for mid 70s, man. I mean, that movie, the same year as Texas Chainsaw. Everyone has their own opinion. This might be a hot take, but personally, I would take Black Christmas over their original Texas Chainsaw, you know, and I like the original Texas movie. I do. But that Black Christmas, dude, is phenomenal. But part of me almost likes the fact that we only had that one Black Christmas because
it makes it special in a way.
It makes it special, and it almost makes it scarier in a way too, because how it ends, like Billy doesn't die. You know, you just have it would be like if Halloween never got a sequel and the last shot is when Loomis looks over the balcony and he's
out there, bro.
Gone. Yes, you're just like that would haunt your fucking dreams, man. Like, dude,
Carpenter's intention of that. That's why he was gone. You know that the boogeyman can never die, and he's still out there, man. Like, so good. think about Friday the 13th. What if there was never a sequel to Friday the 13th? Who would Jason Voorhees be?
Yeah, that would he would just be the kid in the
He'd
lake.
be the boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He would just be the boy that
Yeah.
pulled Alice under at the end, and not even knowing if he's real. Was she dreaming that? Was he
Right.
really there? You know,
Right.
the things you think
Yeah.
about, man, because
Yeah.
it took sequels to establish Jason Voorhees. You
Right.
know,
I think
Michael
with
much
Black
established
Christmas,
movie. Yeah.
I think with it actually, I know a lot of people, like fans of the movie, would have liked a sequel, but I think it actually plays in its favor that it didn't get a sequel. Like, I think that actually helps the
Yep.
movie out and helps Billy as a character out more. So, yeah, but dude, I love Black Christmas, man. That is, I watch it multiple times a year, but it's definitely it definitely gets playing time in December for sure every year.
Yeah, it does, man. It definitely does. Let me throw this out there real quick. Val is saying, let's get our great friend Clayton up to 60 subscribers. He only needs 4 more to reach 60. Jeff
Thanks, Val.
D'Angelo is saying, I have just subscribed to Ages of Fear. That is
Thanks,
what
Jeff.
I'm
I
talking
appreciate it,
about,
man.
Jeff. And you
Thank
will
you
not be
very much.
disappointed, sir. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you, Val. That was very kind. Thank you.
And Mr. Rick is asking the question that we were just talking about. You know, like that's crazy, man. That's crazy that comment came out while we were talking about that. Hell yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Melissa's saying you should watch this Me Billy fan film and Dylan by Dave McRae. Yes, Melissa. If you scroll back a few lives, we had Dave McRae on the channel, and we watched It's Me Billy with Dave McRae probably about 6 months ago. He came on and actually walked us through the movie. It was a fantastic show, one of my favorites that I've done in my channel history. Dave McRae is freaking awesome, and he killed it as Dylan in Dylan's New Nightmare. Absolutely, that dude is awesome. Very
awesome.
nice guy. I actually got to meet him in person at Mad Monster when they were debuting Dylan's New Nightmare. Hell of a dude, like really cool guy.
It's awesome.
Let's see. James is saying you can't really kill the boogeyman. There's no way you can grind him up. He will be back. And I mean, that's one of the things, you know, with Michael and something that we got into a little earlier, like, you know, Jason will eventually die. Michael will eventually die. We don't know. And this is what I love. Okay. Like my mind just pushes away. Believe it or not, I hate to say it, but Halloween 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, Resurrection. And it's just like, for me, it's just Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, because you don't really know. John Carpenter did such a fantastic job towing the line between supernatural and a regular guy, you know. And Clayton, we've had in-depth detailed talks about that. And I released a video probably about 4 or 5 months ago called Halloween What If, where I start to give, you know, some perspective on, you know, what I thought could possibly maybe be what Halloween was. So, I mean, it's cool, man, because a lot of people see that scene where Jamie Lee Curtis is looking out the window, Michael's standing there.
Yeah.
And then he's gone, but she never breaks that line of sight. Was he really there? Doubtful. Like her mind is playing tricks on her because she saw him at the school. She saw him standing behind a bush and she's just freaked out. You know, like
a lot of people I've talked to that are just like casual fans of Halloween or Michael, whatever. I've heard people say that was like, you know, an editing issue with the movie. I'm like, no, it wasn't. That was very intentional because Carpenter's doing something with that scene. He's playing with the character's mind. Is she seeing him? This is already the effect that the shape is having on this girl. She thinks that she is seeing this shape when she's not. And even there are other places in the movie too, where you're watching like a door kind of open, but nothing's there. And it's at that point, now it's having the effect on you as the viewer, making you think that you're seeing something that may not really actually be there. There are so many layers to that movie that people don't take the time to think about that just make that movie so freaking good.
Hell yeah, man. Like
I
it
love it.
is. And you know, Val's throwing this out here too. 100% correct, Michael. He did that so it could be left up to the viewer, which why they go with what they believe. And it's
Yeah.
so cool that a movie that is 46 years old, you can still talk about like
Yeah.
what if, right? Like we're still talking about a
So
movie
good.
almost 50 years after it came out. That's
Yeah.
nuts, man. That is absolutely nuts.
So good.
What was that movie we were talking about today? And I was like, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it after 40 years, what movie were we talking about?
Oh man. Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah. And you're
Yeah,
like, well,
yeah.
the ending. And I was like, screw
Yeah.
that, man. I was like, if you haven't seen the ending by now,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I'll be that guy that just ruined Sleepaway Camp that came out in like 1982 for you. Like,
Dude, I get pissed off when like you talk about a movie that's like 30 or 40 years old and someone gets upset that you spoiled. It's like, bro, you should have been on that, man. If you haven't seen a movie that's that old and you're a grown ass adult, that's
yeah.
on you, dude. I'm sorry. Like I get it. If you're a kid, okay, I get it. But you're a
Right.
grown ass adult. Like you've had plenty of time to watch, to watch this movie. It's not like a movie that's like not that no one knows about. Like these are movies that a lot of people know about. So
Yeah.
like you got no excuse, man. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah,
yeah.
man. Russell is saying when Michael is standing beside the bush, you can see John Carpenter's cigarette smoke.
You can.
Hell
Yeah.
man. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, this is interesting, man. I like this. What if Michael wore the Spock mask over the Shatner one? I wonder if we would still be like, that mask is amazing. It's like
Oh,
crazy, James.
yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
That would be. That would
How
be
big of a
crazy.
part do you think that mask plays in Michael being so like iconic?
It's key, man.
Yeah.
It is crucial because it contrasts the cinematography so well. Like all the dark shots that Dean Cundey used, the dark blues or the grays or the blacks, you just see that white mask kind of peering its face. You
So
don't see
good.
the eyes, you just see that shape of the face of the mask, and
Yeah.
it makes it so effective. Like, yeah, and the mask is just terrifying to look at too. Like if you watch behind the scenes, like the making of that movie, there's like Tommy Lee Wallace, who's the production designer on that movie, is the one that found the mask. He came back with a clown mask and the William Shatner mask,
Yeah.
and he plucked the eyebrows out. He spray painted it white. He kind of messed up the hair a little bit. And they said when he brought that to the rest of the crew, John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, like they all had like chills when they saw it, because it was just, there's something about it that's so eerie. And what I think it is two things: the emotionless face. There's no smile,
Right.
there's no frown. It's just complete emotionless. And then the darkness of the eyes in that mask. When you think about what makes a person human, it's the eyes and it's the emotion that we express through our face. When you take that away, now it's like you're no longer human. And that's the whole thing that Carpenter plays with throughout the whole movie. What is this guy? He has the face of a human, but the human features aren't there. It's just the shape of a human, but the human being isn't there.
Right. And I mean, you basically just described Loomis's description.
Yeah.
Word for word. That pale, blank, emotionless face
dude.
with the darkest eyes.
Yes,
The
the
blackest
devil's eyes.
Yeah, dude. It's so like that is what it is,
Yes.
And I mean, to an extent, and not to the degree of Michael, you could say the same thing about Jason when he put on that hockey mask.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just like Jason was a freak underneath it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Michael, you might as well just have the clothes and the mask floating there by themselves.
Right.
To me, that's the definition of the shape. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. There's no reasoning with it. There's no talking to it. He's not going to cry over his niece before he kills her. He's not going to take his mask off and his eye's going to be magically healed.
You had to go there.
You know what I mean? And it's just like you look at the things that they went from this to this, and the people be like, you know what? I love this one. It's like, I understand that you do. It's just we look at Michael in two different ways, and I'm cool with that, like 100%. The reason why I love Michael won't allow me to like this stuff, you know, and that's, I think that's the hardest thing that people have with my takes on Halloween. Why do you dislike Rob Zombie's Halloween so much? Because you took away what I love about Michael and you have now made this. This is not Michael to me. This is a dope ass serial killer movie, bro.
Yeah.
It is. It's like, it's got all the stuff in it that you want to see. You know, you got the big physical brute. Yes, dude. I get all of it. And I know that you guys love it. But Michael, to me, the love that I have for him was built upon what Loomis described him as. John Carpenter's vision of what he was. That nothingness. There's nothing there. And even in Halloween 2, I have problems with it because he went after Laurie, bro. Like, no. Like, no. He doesn't give a shit about her. Like, whatsoever, man. And that's what I love about him. Jason is fueled by rage, revenge, all of that stuff, dude. Like, you know his motive. Fred, you know his motive. Chucky, you know his motive, dude. The different motive every time, but Scream has a motive every single time. You know, there's motive behind all of the other ones. Art, questionable. We really don't know enough about art yet. But
Michael is just
that John Carpenter, you have set Michael apart from everyone else with what you see him as. You know what I mean? And the other ones don't portray Michael as what he was supposed to be originally. And that's what made me fall in love with Michael. You know? And it's just like absolutely nuts. Like, absolutely. But we all love things for different reasons, man. And what do I always say on this channel, bro?
You like what you
like. What you like, man. And we're all cool with it. But that's why I can't conform to, yes, this was a good Halloween movie. Like that's why I have so many issues with so many Halloweens. Believe me, I love Michael so much. But you know, you're taking away each time you do these little things, you're taking more away from what made me fall in love with the character and to see that big picture of what John was trying to do with him. Because now it might as well be
just
the guy
a
from
guy.
Hatchet. Yeah, dude, like anybody in a mask that's mad. You know,
Right.
that's a psychopath. You know, you just happen to be wearing the same thing as the person that I like.
And like you said, like it makes for a fun slasher movie. You know,
dude.
I can have fun with it.
Yeah,
But
it is fun. It
like
is.
to me, you and I have kind of talked about this before, and I try to tell people, like with the Halloween 78, the way everyone interprets film differently, but for me, I interpret the film the moment the movie opens up is the moment Michael Myers died and the shape took over.
Yeah.
Like that 6-year-old boy, that's the opening shot. The opening shot is the POV shot of the shape.
Yeah.
Michael died at that moment. That 6-year-old boy was taken over by evil. Evil took his soul and it chose him. No rhyme or reason. It chose him.
Yeah.
And from that point on, Michael, the boy, was gone.
Yeah.
And it was just the shape. And so from that, why else did he not speak for 15 years? Because the boy, the person was gone. He has an exterior human shell, but that's just a shell. The person belongs to the devil, and the person is gone. And so to me, that's what I love about Halloween. Like the opening shot is the moment that evil took him. And the rest of the ride, you're seeing the movie through the eyes of evil. And I love it.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, you can even look at it like this. And I will show you guys something. I was going to make a video on this, but since I got the new computer, I lost everything. So as I was transferring stuff, I wasn't able to get everything over. I was going to make a video on this, but I will share this with you guys. Because it's going to be kind of tough, and I'll go into more detail. This book right here.
Yo, dude, I love that book. Great book, man.
There is a Hellraiser versus Halloween, multiple stories in there, scripts, and talking about what they were going to be about. And one of them was Michael gets a puzzle box, and that's what, right before he kills Judith, that's what turns him, right? And you go into he becomes, now it's mispronounced, because even if you look at Halloween 2, and Loomis pronounced Samhain as Sam Hain, right? So Michael was going to be the demon Sam Hain.
Wow.
So
okay.
When he kills Judith, the puzzle box is left in his house, right?
Yeah.
He goes away, and they're playing with lore a little bit here. They're playing with a little bit of that. And so a bunch of survivors from Halloween movies and Hellraiser movies end up going into Michael's house and finding that puzzle box, which then summons Sam Hain to come back to the house. Well, guess what else it does? It brings Pinhead out because they open the damn box.
Oh, shit.
So when Pinhead comes up, he recognizes Sam Hain as a demon who got away.
Yeah.
So he goes after Michael. Now, Michael fights here. They kind of do a Freddy versus Jason, where they fight at Michael's house, they fight down in hell, and the story goes respectively. They had a lot of problems with the script, and that was one version of it. There was another version of this, okay? And this is what got me, you guys. This is the one that I really wanted to talk the most about in a video, was that John Carpenter was on board. Who did Hellraiser? Clive Barker was on board. Doug Bradley was on board, because John Carpenter was going to direct. Clive Barker was going to write the story. They're good friends. They agreed to do it together. John Carpenter was going to direct it. Doug Bradley's like, hell, if they're doing it, I'm in. So they had the key components to make it. And what was Malik's father's name? Mustafa. Mustafa said, nope, not doing it. That's the end of it. So granted, do we know if it would have been great? But I think that if you have both Clive Barker and John Carpenter working together to say yes, and Doug Bradley's like, hell yeah, I want to play Pinhead in this movie with these two, you already know that if John Carpenter was like, hey, Nick, I need you to come play Michael again, guess what? Doug Bradley's going to be here. Clive Barker's going to be here. I'm sure Nick's like, I'm on the next plane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no question.
You would have gotten the OGs and a story put together by them in a movie. I guarantee it would, as much as it hurts me to say this, it would have been better than Freddy versus Jason.
Probably
would have been better than Freddy versus Jason. I guarantee it. The girl that played Chrissy Klein, they were talking about bringing her back from Hellraiser. I'm sure they probably would have had Danielle Harris, or who knows, with John Carpenter attached, Jamie Lee might have been like, fuck yeah, get me in there. Like, all you can think of is, based off of what we know, those two directors and Doug Bradley were connected. You can only imagine where it could have went after that. Everything else is speculation, but it's just like, you see that as like, okay, they're probably going to come back and do this because this is about to be dope.
That's awesome, man. Dude, this has been fun as shit, man. I've thoroughly enjoyed talking slashers. I mean, we've been at it for like total like 4 hours, like 2 hours over on my channel, almost 2 hours here. This has been fun, dude. I can talk slashers for days, man.
And let's do this again soon, dude. And we'll just call it part 2, man.
Man.
We'll definitely call it part 2. Tonight, dude, and I'm glad that you said that, because Michael's dying. He's tired. I want to thank all of you great people, because we've had between 15 and 25 people in the chat all night. We've even pushed past 25 a few times. You guys are fantastic, man. I want to thank all of my people in the chat. And if you're in the chat, you're all of my people. I guarantee it, man. 100%. If you haven't subscribed to Clayton yet, Ages of Fear. What are you doing, man? The dude's got great content. Go over, check his stuff out, and you'll see what I'm talking about, man, for sure. But this was so much freaking fun, dude. So much freaking fun. I think I was smiling the whole night. Like, dude, I got to talk about Psycho tonight, and I don't ever really get to do that. Like, literally, I'm probably going to watch that tonight. Next thing you know, I'll be texting you at like 4 a.m, like, bro, I'm on Psycho 3. You know what I mean? Like, I can't help it when I get into it, but it's such a fun time.
I've had a great time, man. I hate to do this, but my battery is about to die, man. I just want to thank you, Michael, for having me on, man. It's been a blast. You know, you're always got an open invitation to Ages of Fear. Thank you guys for being here. Michael, we'll talk again, man.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon. I'll go ahead and wrap up, and you have a good night, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Take it easy, bud.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, you guys, I've had an absolute blast tonight. Like, seriously, you guys have been fantastic. Let me go ahead and wrap up. What I will say is, if you would like to become a channel member of Movies and Beyond, there's a join button right below. We definitely have extra content. As of right now, about every 3 weeks, I'm doing a members only stream where if you're a member, you are invited to the stream to come and hang out with us. Also, if you're a Patreon member, you're invited as well. So you can support the channel outside of YouTube by going to www.patreon.com/moviesandbeyond. A whole extra bunch of content over there, as well as perks over here if you become a Patreon member. You guys in the chat have been fantastic tonight. Jerry, the amount of stuff that you have gifted tonight is insane. I'm gonna have to get you something for that. And you're throwing out the thug life, dude, and I freaking appreciate it. I absolutely love it. All you guys are fantastic. Val, you gifted tonight too. You guys are so generous with this channel, and you guys make me want to do more. I can't do this stuff without you guys, and you guys have supported me so freaking much. Like, seriously. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that is in this chat supporting Movies and Beyond, supporting me. My mods are freaking fantastic. You know, I love every single one of you guys. And I'll be back soon. Not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. We are working on some stuff with Eric's schedule and everything. I'll probably reach out to him tomorrow morning so we can see what we're going to do. Kind of, so the Monday show, we're not really sure how we're going to move forward with those two. But you know what? I might throw something up for you guys to hold you over until we get all that stuff worked out. But again, you guys, great Sunday night, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey, you